Your lone wolf phase isn't emotional weakness. It's your brain running a sophisticated psychological operation. And here's how it works. You're in a room, and while everyone else is making small talk, you're unconsciously processing micro-expressions, tone shifts, and energy vampires. Your brain calculates the cost, 3 days of recovery minimum. The math doesn't add up, so you disappear. Most people think you're being dramatic or running away from your problems. But trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand why your strategic disappearing act is actually your most powerful psychological move. Before we start, please hit the like button, comment, and subscribe so you won't miss any of our weekly deep dives into the world of personality types. And if you're looking for a deeper understanding of yourself and your INFJ personality, browse our favorite INFJ products in the description. And click the link in the comments to take our favorite free personality test. The strategic withdrawal, why INFJs go dark. Let's talk about what's really happening when you suddenly need to ghost everyone and everything. Your brain isn't throwing a tantrum. It's running a sophisticated cost-benefit analysis that would make a financial advisor jealous. First, there's pattern recognition overload. While everyone else is having surface-level conversations, you're unconsciously processing micro-expressions, tone shifts, and the 17 different ways someone just contradicted themselves in a single sentence. Your mind is like a supercomputer running facial recognition software on everyone in the room simultaneously. And eventually, that processor needs a break. Then there's your energy audit mentality. You're not consciously keeping score, but some part of your brain is constantly calculating who fills your battery versus who drains it. That friend who always needs advice but never takes it. The coworker who turns every interaction into their personal therapy session. The family member who mistakes your listening skills for an invitation to dump their entire emotional history on you every time you call. Your intuition starts sending warning signals before your conscious mind even catches the red flags. You'll get this subtle feeling that something's off about a person or situation, and your first instinct is to create distance. Not because you're paranoid, but because you've learned to trust that internal alarm system that's been keeping you safe for years. The stealth reset isn't running away, it's strategic recalibration. You're not hiding under a blanket because you can't handle life. You're creating the mental space needed to process everything you've absorbed. Think of it like defragmenting a computer hard drive, except the hard drive is your emotional system, and the files are every conversation, feeling, and observation from the past month. Your quality over quantity philosophy kicks in hard during these phases. You'd rather have 3 people who genuinely understand you than 30 who think they do. So when your social circle starts feeling more like a performance than an authentic connection, your brain says time out and initiates withdrawal protocol. The observation advantage becomes crystal clear when you step back. Suddenly, you can see group dynamics that were invisible when you were in the middle of them. You notice who's actually supporting who versus who's just taking. You see the hidden power struggles, the unspoken resentments, and the way certain people manipulate conversations to always center themselves. This isn't antisocial behavior. It's strategic positioning. You're gathering intelligence about the people and situations in your life so you can make better decisions about where to invest your energy. Most people stumble through relationships reactively, but you're playing chess while they're playing checkers. When you finally emerge from your solitude cave, you're not the same person who went in. You've processed patterns, identified energy vampires, and developed a clearer understanding of what you actually need from relationships. That's not emotional weakness. That's psychological strategy at its finest. The world calls it being moody or antisocial, but you know better. You're not broken. You're just operating at a level of awareness most people can't handle. The preparation phase. What happens during solitude? So what exactly happens during your strategic retreat that makes it so powerful? While everyone else thinks you're just hiding away, feeling sorry for yourself, You're actually running your own personal mental laboratory. First, you're processing experiences without social interference. When you're constantly around people, your brain doesn't have a chance to process what's happening properly. Every interaction gets filed away in temporary storage, waiting for quiet time to be adequately analyzed. During solitude, you finally get to pull out those mental files and examine them without someone interrupting to tell you about their weekend plans. You start connecting patterns that were invisible in real time. That weird comment your friend made 3 weeks ago suddenly makes sense when you remember how they acted at the party last month. You realize that the person who seemed so supportive was actually subtly undermining your confidence in small ways. These aren't paranoid delusions. These are legitimate insights that only emerge when you have space to think clearly. Skill development happens in the shadows too. While everyone else is busy networking and socializing, you're quietly leveling up. You're reading books that actually matter, learning skills that align with your values, and developing expertise in areas you're genuinely passionate about. You're not trying to impress anyone or keep up with social expectations. You're just becoming more of who you actually are. Emotional archaeology becomes your specialty during these phases. You dig through layers of feelings to understand what's really going on beneath the surface. That frustration with your job isn't just about the workload. It's about how your values are being compromised daily. That sadness about a friendship isn't just about missing someone. It's about grieving the person you thought they were versus who they actually showed themselves to be. Strategy formation happens naturally when you have mental clarity. You start planning your next moves based on insights gained during withdrawal. You may realize certain relationships need boundaries, or that your career path needs adjustment. These aren't impulsive decisions. They're carefully considered choices based on deep self-knowledge. Trust your instincts validation occurs when you have time to reflect. All those gut feelings you had about people and situations start making perfect sense. You realize your intuition was trying to protect you from drama that would have drained your energy for months. You learn to trust that internal guidance system even more because you can see how accurate it's been. The comeback blueprint begins to take shape as you prepare for reemergence. You're not just planning to return to the same old patterns, you're designing a better way to engage with the world. You're deciding which relationships deserve your energy, which opportunities align with your goals, and how to maintain your newfound clarity while still connecting with others. This preparation phase isn't procrastination or avoidance, it's strategic planning. You're not running from life, you're preparing to engage with it more effectively. Most people react to life as it happens, but you're creating space to respond thoughtfully. The strategic reemergence, coming back transformed. When you finally decide to re-enter the world, something fundamental has shifted. You're not the same person who disappeared into solitude, and everyone can sense it even if they can't pinpoint exactly what's different. Selective engagement becomes your new operating system. You return with more precise boundaries and higher standards for how you spend your time and energy. That friend who used to monopolize conversations with their drama suddenly finds themselves getting shorter responses. The family member who treated you like their personal therapist discovers you're no longer available for 3-hour venting sessions. Your enhanced discernment kicks in immediately. You can spot authentic people from performative ones within minutes of interaction. The person who's genuinely interested in your well-being versus the one who's just fishing for information to use later. The difference between someone who respects your boundaries and someone who's already calculating how to push past them. People notice the upgraded version effect, but can't quite explain it. You carry yourself differently, speak with more intention, and seem less affected by other people's emotional chaos. You're still kind and caring, but there's a new strength underneath that wasn't there before. You've learned the difference between being helpful and being used. Strategic positioning becomes natural as you choose relationships and opportunities from a place of strength rather than need. You're not desperately seeking validation or trying to prove your worth to anyone. You know your value, and you expect others to recognize it too. This isn't arrogance, it's self-respect. The sigma shift happens when you start operating from self-contained confidence rather than external validation. You don't need constant reassurance or approval from others because you've developed an internal compass that guides your decisions. You're still social and connected, but you're not dependent on others for your sense of worth. Maintaining the edge means keeping some mystery and distance as an ongoing strategy. You don't overshare or make yourself entirely available for everyone who wants your attention. You've learned that scarcity creates value, and that not everyone deserves access to your inner world. This transformation isn't about becoming cold or disconnected. It's about becoming more intentional with your energy. You've learned to protect what matters most: your peace, your purpose, and your authentic self. Your lone wolf phase isn't emotional weakness, it's psychological strategy. When you feel that familiar urge to withdraw, trust the process, because your mind knows what it's doing. If you want to understand more about how your strategic mind works, click the link in the comments to take our personality test, and subscribe for more insights that actually make sense of who you are. If you want to continue the journey to understanding yourself or an INFJ in your life, click either of the following videos, where we continue to unlock the secrets of the INFJ personality type.